a biopic about music legend Bob Dylan. I love a good music biopic, even if they all feel like cliff notes of that musician's life. Now, the thing I find most interesting is that the amount that I like a band has no bearing on how much I like the movie. As an example, Bohemian Rhapsody about Queen, one of the best bands of all time who I absolutely love, I thought it was just an okay movie. Yet Straight Outta Compton and Walk the Line, about musicians that I didn't know a whole lot about, I absolutely love. Now obviously I'm aware of who Bob Dylan is and his cultural impact, but he's not a musician that I have ever really listened to that much of. The one song I think of when I think of Bob Dylan is the Weird Al pastiche of Dylan where every line is a palindrome, and it's called Bob, yet another palindrome. As I watched A Complete Unknown, I kept saying, oh, that's a good song. I didn't realize that Bob Dylan wrote that. Now Timothée Chalamet became Bob Dylan, or at least what Bob Dylan is like in my head. He went the extra mile and he actually learned to play and sing like Dylan, and that effort paid off. He put on an excellent performance. Edward Norton as Pete Seeger was also great. I was shocked at how nice that character came off on screen when there are so many stories about how Norton is so hard to work with. Really though, the entire cast was great and the story flowed nicely, showing Dylan from being a complete unknown to being the biggest star in the world. Both of his female co-stars, Elle Fanning as his on-again, off-again girlfriend, and Monica Barbaro as Joan Baez, put on great performances as well. The look and feel of the movie matches what the 1960s looks like in my head, because I wasn't there to experience it. And even as someone who isn't a fan of Dylan, I found this movie more than a little entertaining. Writer-director James Mangold really hit a home run with this movie. He did the same 20 years ago with Johnny Cash's biopic Walk the Line. A Complete Unknown is one of the better biopic films that I've seen in recent memory. Dylan has always been a mysterious character, never really letting the general public into his private life. He has stated that he has no desire to see this movie that's based on his life. I don't see how that's possible. If someone made a movie based on my life, I'd be the first in line to see it. It'd be boring as hell, but I'd watch it anyway. Now, the way Dylan is portrayed in the movie is realistic to his real-life persona. He's from Minnesota, but he has an accent that doesn't really sound like he's from Minnesota. He says he was in the circus and has all these backstories that just don't seem true. When the movie ended, I didn't feel like I'd learned a lot more about Dylan that I didn't already know, but that kind of fits how he lives his life. He's mysterious, and that's what makes him interesting. Duets. Historical smoking. Johnny Cash. Learning to play guitar for a movie role. Looking cool walking down the streets at night. Playing banjo in a hospital room. Riding a motorcycle wearing sunglasses.